Hi, people. Moin away from Berkir again, as always, and as usual. Yeah, I am quickly going to cover an angel that I summoned, and you see what time it is. The angel's name is Fibroshia in English, but flatly his name is simply pronounced Fibroshia. Alternatives are Vibrozhia or Vabrozhia or Fibroshia, you name it. This angel specializes in real estate, and it is an infernal spirit, so fallen angel. So again, or better said, once again, I need to remind people in terms of how you work with infernal spirits is that it's purely business. Don't, for example, adopt a guy like this as a patron unless you are absolutely sure that that is what you want and that the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. But there is a catch, like I also always said, with infernal spirits in general. So you can expect, for example, negative side effects and whatnot, and he openly admits to that. Again, if you are like, you really like him and you want him as a patron or you want him as a spirit that you like working with or whatever, you fancy him, knock yourself out. But just keep in mind what I said by default. It is in their nature to bring about negative side effects in your life. So, yeah, it it's about measuring and gauging. You need to check to see whether it is worth it for you and or whether there are no, in your particular case, negative side effects or any side effects, and it just goes on. Yeah, anyways, so again, in general, with infernal spirits, it's just purely business. So how it works is that you summon this guy or you work with this guy, either for yourself or on someone else's behalf, and that is it. You're done. You thank the guy. Okay, here are your offerings beforehand, obviously, and yeah, there you go, and so on and so forth. Now, as is the case with Fibroshia, let me talk about his specialty first. Just like I said, he specializes in real estate, but how specifically and what kind of real estate? People that are looking for a place. Doesn't matter whether it's a house, an apartment, hell, it could even be a doghouse. No joke. But Fibroshia will help you in that regard by giving you a deal or making it so that you get a deal. So the same way that you would regularly be looking for a place, as in, hey, I'm looking for an apartment, I'm looking for a house, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, and so on and so forth. It, I mean, yeah, what can I say? Fibrosha will simply take care of things, and he'll do so specifically by essentially moving things around in such a way that you find yourself at the top. You find yourself at the top of everything. You find yourself at the top of the so-called real estate chain, and you enjoy priority your application, and thereby you get the type of real estate you wanted at the most practical and affordable price for yourself. Essentially, exactly what you want, your perfect abode that matches in the sense that it will match your expectations and level of practicality as much as possible. And that's it. Now, like I said, generally speaking, especially considering the fact that he's infernal, there might be or there will be side effects here and there. You know, something, will come at the cost of something else, or what you want real estate wise will come at the cost of something else. So you need to be very weary and whatnot. So, yeah, definitely tread with care and or caution, so to speak. And he himself also said that, and that generally speaking, you need to check divinations beforehand to see what the side effects may be, and then it's measuring and gauging, like I said, and so on and so forth. Um, Regarding alignment, the most practical alignment, planetarily speaking, is lunar. So the best correspondences to use for fibrosia or fibrosia would be the moon, obviously. Yeah, in terms of appearance, he generally speaking appears as a relatively tall angel. Think 1 meter 70. I mean, it depends on what your definition is of tall. Um, so not the high, slightly taller than the average, the size of the average person. Um, and he appears both as male and female, and he simply says that the female form is simply based on the operator's desires and miscellaneous conditions and circumstances. For example, a woman that summons him that prefers to speak to a woman, he'll appear like the woman in question. But regardless of which gender he appears as, he is dressed in gray and he has kind of a bit of a gothic look about him, typical infernal entity. And I also briefly saw the moon in the background, like think of a full moon at a on a really dark night, but as if you were actually like standing in the moon itself, like that. He moves around a lot as well, but that's due to the fluidity of the moon. Um, and he works in a forceful manner. So you're like, you need a place really quick, as quickly as possible, because you're on the verge of being homeless, for example, because you're gonna get evicted in like a couple of weeks' time. Then yeah, Fibroshia can help you based on your intentions. Your intentions in this case, obviously being, hey, listen, get me a place as quickly as possible that is as affordable as possible, and at the same time, so simultaneously still looks good and is up to my standards as much as possible, yada yada yada, etc. etc. Yeah. Fibroshia can help you with that, or Vibrosia. Um, Let me see if I missed anything. Yeah. Oh, no, no, nothing. That is all, guys. Until next time.